Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel, Living with Long COVID with me, Jade. So, this past month and a half, I think, has been a real challenge. I had a crash early March, and I've been struggling to regain my baseline ever since. This long COVID flare that I've had has flared all of my symptoms, so things like pain, fatigue, brain fog, nausea, and it's been really tough to find any hope or positivity within any of this. But I wanted to share a few things that I'm learning. So here's what I've learned. First, it's absolutely okay to feel frustrated, angry, and sad, and like you want to scream about this illness. Vent it to your friends, write it in a journal, scream into a pillow, do all of those things. Just get those feelings out. Have a good scream and don't bottle it up. Because if you don't do that, then you just can't move forward. So get it out of you onto the page or wherever and let yourself move through that. And slowly, through all of that, acceptance of this current reality where you are now can then start to emerge. And with that acceptance, I found little pockets of peace, a renewed sense of hope, and surprising resilience. Once you're there, actively look for signs of healing, no matter how big or small. It could be just getting out of bed, it could be having a shower, walking around the block, whatever it is. Just notice these tiny things that you're able to do. So try to look outside of your usual routine and mindset for inspiration and hope. And sometimes it's just a fresh perspective that we all need. What really helps me, for example, is remembering how small we are in relation to the rest of the universe. How the idea that all the worries I have in my life, from finances to work, relationships, whatever it is, they are so minor in the grand scheme of the universe. It just helps me find my perspective again. So I'm going to give you my favorite quote from Carl Sagan. And it's from this book, Pale Blue Dot, which I highly recommend. And it says, "Look at that dot, that's home, that's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you've ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam." Isn't that beautiful? So that just helps me remember how minute we are in this wide, wide world. And I watched a motivational speaker the other day. Whilst I normally don't, I needed some morning motivation just to get out of bed. So I chucked on a YouTube search, found a video, and just played it just to hear people saying positive things. And what touched me was quite surprising. It was Tony Robbins reminding us that life is constantly changing. Nothing is permanent. This difficult part of your illness, this flare, it will change. It's a universal life truth that nothing stays the same forever. So hold on to that knowledge. This too shall pass. And then try this. Get out of your usual environment. Go to a different coffee shop. Go for a walk on a different route. Go for a mindful walk. Look around you, just sitting in your apartment without any distractions, music or phone, and just notice the details. What is there that you haven't actually seen before? And finally, remember that exercise from my previous positive toolkit challenge? I will put a link up to the challenge up the top somewhere, and I will also put it in the bio so you can actually do the challenge. They're short 5-minute videos that just give you a really, really tiny challenge every day to help you create a positive toolkit. And this particular video I'm talking about is from day 4, called Glimmers, and it's about actively looking for those small glimmers of good every day. Even on our toughest days, they're usually there if we look closely. So keep going, everyone. You got this. Until next time, stay positive and stay hopeful, and I'll see you soon.